Hi everyone. So today we are going to take a look at the commercial revolution in this video. The first thing you need to do is to fold a piece of paper into four. So half again, you end up with equal areas. Okay, we're going to divide that into four, and right in the middle, you're going to put commercial revolution, just like what's here on the screen. Okay, so commercial revolution, I want you in your head to think about your favorite commercial. And what is the point of that commercial? Okay, the point of that commercial is to encourage you to buy something. So think about commerce, trade, business, and then revolution, big change, right? So a change in business. Okay, we're going to fill in each of these four boxes. All right, so the first box that we have is the definition of the commercial revolution. So you're going to write that definition in the top left-hand corner of your note sheet. So what it was a shift in Western Europe from a self-sufficient economy based on farming, right? So one where most people lived on manors, where they were growing most of their food, very little trade, to one that was more focused on trade and business. So international trade and the development of independent businesses. Okay, so one way to look at this, your textbook has some really excellent images that I wanted to show you. So one of them is this one that, if we zoom in here, actually gives us a really nice look at a medieval manor, right? So we have someone farming, we've got the cow dragging the plow, fields, people working in all sorts of different ways. You can see the sort of like hut in the back. And then all the way in the back is the big castle for the lord, right? So this is really what we mean by self-sufficient. They were taking care of things on their own. All right, so we have the definition. So what are some causes? So up here in the top right-hand corner, we're going to put some causes of the commercial revolution. So first, the Crusades stimulated trade. So those battles between Europeans, so Christian Europeans, and Muslims from the Middle East exposed those Europeans to lots of new products: spices from India, silk from China, cotton from Egypt, and they wanted those things. So demand went up for different products. At the same time, there was less violence. So the Vikings were no longer attacking. And as the Crusades came to an end, that trade became safer and safer. So people could leave their manors and live in towns and make a living. So more people moved to the towns and take advantage of that increased trade that came as a result of the Crusades and the decrease in violence. Now, three key characteristics to the commercial revolution, big changes that actually occurred. So I'm going to show you the vocabulary words, and then we're going to move forward, and I'll show you the definitions. So you're going to write down guilds, banks, and capitalism. And we're going to take a look at those three words separately. Okay, so as more people lived in the town, guilds develop. So it's a group of people with the same job who helped each other by making sure prices, quality, and working hours were fair. You can just summarize this, okay? So what the guild did was all of the shoemakers were together in one guild, and they would make sure that every single person was educated in how to make a good shoe. They would set prices for those shoes, and they would make sure no one was undercutting the rest of the group. Today, labor unions are very similar. I just saw on the news today that a local Starbucks is starting to unionize. All of the adults in the school building are members of a union. And so unions are kind of a modern day version of a guild, a group of people with the same job working together to ensure quality working conditions. At the same time, banks start to develop. So this is a new way to do business. So there was such a demand for products that merchants would have to borrow money to go buy the product and then come back and sell it, and then they would pay the bank back. Okay, so the banks did that. They also exchanged money. So money was not universal. And so they would exchange, say, Turkish money for Italian money, for French money, and all these coins would kind of go to different places. And they also kept money, currency, physical money safe for people who were not necessarily always in town. Okay, so banking really grows. This was something that the Muslims had been doing for a long time, another idea that the Europeans take and adapt from that interaction with Muslims in the Middle East. And then finally, this word of capitalism. So capitalism, we really trace back to here, and this grows over the next 200 or 300 years in Western Europe. And it's a shift to a type of economy where money is what brings you wealth. And so that's different from the medieval period when we saw that land is what caused wealth. In this case, money is what caused wealth. And those prices are determined by demand. So the more people want something, the higher the price can go. The lower the supply, the higher the price can go. And so, excuse me, capitalism, that economic system really begins at this point. Okay, so just to summarize, what we get is that the Crusades really caused more trade. That increased trade means that merchants need money to buy the goods to trade. So because the merchants need money, banks are developed so they can get loans and exchange their currency. And then as money becomes more important than land, feudalism really comes to an end. And also is the start of capitalism. Okay, so it all really starts with that increase in trade, which leads to changes in the economy and the way business is done in Western Europe. Now, in your fourth box, what you are going to do, so in this section here, okay, what you are going to do is take some notes as to how the life of Sid changes in the video. Thank you.